The Swing INXS album. The Swing is Australian rock band INXS's fourth studio album, released in April 1984. It peaked at number 1 on the Kent Music Report albums chart for 5 non-consecutive weeks from early April to mid-May 1984. The lead single Original Sin was recorded in New York City, with Nile Rodgers and featured Daryl Hall on backing vocals. Overall, the album featured a slightly harder-edged sound than their previous releases. Background. By 1983, Australian rock band INXS attempted to expand their international profile with their fourth studio album, The Swing. The Sydney-based group had formed in 1977 by three brothers, Andrew on guitar and keyboards, John on percussion and drums, and Tim Farriss on guitar, together with Gary Beers on bass guitar, Michael Hutchence on lead vocals, and Kirk Pingley on guitar, saxophone, and vocals. In September 1983, the band traveled to New York City to work with Nile Rodgers as producer at his Power Station studio. It was the first time the group had recorded outside Australia and provided the album's lead single, Original Sin, December 1983. Rodgers asked Daryl Hall of Hall and Oates to guest on backing vocals for the chorus. Hall later recalled, "I don't know why, because they are good singers. They didn't need me, but I did it anyway." All four singles were co-written by Andrew with Hutchence, while other album tracks were generally written with one or more additional band members. From December, INXS were working with Nick Launay, Midnight Oil, Models at the Manor Studio in Oxfordshire, to complete the rest of the album. A cassette extended play of remixes, Decadence, was also released in Australia. Reception. Critical response. AllMusic's Stephen Thomas Erlewine noted that The Swing retains the new wave pop sense and rock attack of their earlier albums, while adding a stronger emphasis on dance rhythms. He liked the improved songwriting, with more than half of the album featuring memorable hooks. Australian musicologist Ian McFarlane opined that it boasted all the confident swagger and accomplished rock hooks of a band on the cusp of international acceptance. Fellow Australian journalists John O'Donnell, Toby Cresswell, and Craig Matheson found that Rodgers' effort with Original Sin had delivered a track with a confident rhythm and helped the band soar. Meanwhile, Launay, after hearing that track, accepted the challenge of providing a sense of reinvention for the group so that post-punk affectations and new romantic plumage were fading away, revealing a rock band with funk leanings and pop instincts. Charting and awards. The Swing peaked at number 1 on the Australian Kent Music Report albums chart for 5 non-consecutive weeks from early April to mid-May 1984. It remained in the top 100 for over 100 weeks. On the New Zealand albums chart, it reached number 6. Beyond its local success, this album, as its predecessor, entered the US Top 75, reaching No. 52 on the Billboard 200. It also entered the Canadian Top 40, where it reached No. 27 on the RPM 100 albums. In Europe, The Swing entered the top 20 in France due to the big success of its single Original Sin, which reached the French top 5 during the summer of 1984. In October 2010, The Swing was listed in the book 100 Best Australian Albums at number 56, with their 1987 album Kick at No. 11. In 2011, The Swing was re-released as a remastered edition. The remastering engineer was Giovanni Scatola. In February 2014, The Swing returned to the top 50 on the area albums chart, with the local airing of a mini-series, INXS Never Tear Us Apart, on the 7 network. Track listing. All tracks are written by Andrew Farriss and Michael Hutchence, unless otherwise indicated. Personnel. INXS members: Gary Beers bass, vocals; Andrew Farriss keyboards, guitar; John Farriss drums, percussion, vocals; Tim Farriss guitar; Michael Hutchence vocals; Kirk Pingley guitar, saxophone, vocals; Photography. Additional musicians: Sharina Birakni backing vocals, Andrew Duffield backing vocals, Kim Lyatt Edwards backing vocals, Daryl Hall backing vocals on Original Sin, Sean Kelly backing vocals, Norma Louise backing vocals, Jenny Morris backing vocals, Philip Mortlock, William Motzing string arrangements, Frank Sims backing vocals, David Spinner backing vocals. Production work. Producers: Nick Launay, Nile Rodgers. Engineers: Nick Launay, Jason Corsaro. Assistant engineers: Jeremy Allum, Ross Stewart, Alan Wright. Mixing: Nick Launay. Artwork: Paul Clark. Photography: John Watkins. Cover art. Charts. Certifications. References.